Let's begin in a comfortable seated position, and you can move the flesh from your sit bones and just sit tall. Hands rest gently on the knees, eyes closed. Really feel the sit bones anchor down into the earth and lift through the crown of the head, noticing that extension through the spine. And take a moment then to find your breath, just observing it initially before trying to change it. Notice if it's shallow or is it deep? Does it feel rushed or is it slow? And really use that as an indicator for the quality of the mind. And sometimes it's not always easy to tell what state the mind is in, but we can definitely experience the state of the breath. And just from the act of closing the eyes, the mind begins to quiet down, and so the breath will naturally deepen. And then feeling that extension through the spine, we're going to bring the breathing pattern in of filling the chest first this morning. And as you do, notice the reduction of the thoracic curve. And then fill into the rib cage, and then into the belly. On the exhalation, as you draw the navel in towards the spine, feel the reduction of the lumbar curve. The rib cage coming closer together and the chest softening. So that's the breathing pattern this morning. Inhaling chest, ribs, belly, and exhaling belly, ribs, and chest. And again, observe that very subtle back bend on inhalation as you begin the breath in the chest. And then that very subtle forward bend or lengthening of the tailbone down towards the earth as you begin the exhalation. And what this does is it reduces those curves, creating more and more extension through the spine. So we have that feeling of getting taller. And the action in the lower belly of pulling the navel back towards the spine usually is connected to what we call mula bandha, which is the root lock. So that as we draw the abdomen back towards the spine, there's a little lift in the pelvic floor. And this helps us retain a feeling of buoyancy. So we like the term inner body lift. And as that pelvic floor reaches up, it just creates more space, more ease to keep the spine open. So what you may notice is that the mula bandha is really deepened on exhalation. And then we can keep that pelvic floor lifted slightly as we begin inhalation. And then as the breath gets down towards the belly again, then we would relax the pelvic floor. So in this way, we're going to have an engagement on exhalation of mula bandha and a release of mula bandha on inhalation. And that engagement of release of mula bandha is a wonderful way to stimulate an energy in the body that helps to eliminate. And let's just take 3 more breaths here. If you haven't begun your Ujjayi breathing, you can bring in that gentle ocean wave or whisper type sound to the breath now. And at the completion of that third breath, just bring your hands together in front of your heart. Let your thumbs touch your sternum and bow your head to your hands. So we're going to set the intention of the practice today to work with that eliminating energy. But as we do that, we also want to stimulate the digestive fire. That's that heat that helps to pull out, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, elements within us that we wish to let go of. So the physical heat we generate in our practice helps to remove those toxins through that elimination. The heat that we generate through the mental focus required in practice helps the mind to release maybe some busyness or some thoughts that aren't helping. And then the heat that's generated in that emotional, spiritual body, that heat as well is very helpful to let go of the things that don't serve our soul. So thinking of it in that way, is there anything specific that you'd like to work on letting go of today? And bring that into your intention now. And then place this in the heart and surround it with compassion for yourself, because these qualities, these things that we have attachments to, they are often have a very strong pull on us. And so even despite the best efforts of the conscious mind to change them, sometimes the subconscious patterning keeps them active, almost as if we were running on autopilot. So have compassion for yourself and remember that the more we practice the letting go, the easier it becomes, and eventually it moves from a conscious choice into a subconscious choice. So let's start the practice with the chant of Om 3 times, just to align ourselves with the energy of creation, that vibration of the highest experience of the divine. So take a deep inhale in, and then take a long exhale out, and really work on squeezing that navel back to the spine and eliminating, letting go through the breath. And now using that long exhale to take a deeper inhale. Really fill the lungs. And just lower your chin to your chest and take your time to come back into the room. Now we're going to begin in tabletop position. So move the bolster or blanket if you had your sit bones propped up. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and the knees under the hips, tops of the feet press firmly into the floor. So we're going to extend the exhale breath here. As you inhale, heart lift, sit bones lift, filling chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, starting in that pelvic floor. Really feel the tailbone draw under, navel pull in and back, and slowly make your way to child's pose, feeling it push the breath out through the ribs and then through the chest. Good. We'll do that again. Inhale, come up. Heart lifts, sit bones lift. Breath moves all the way down towards the belly. And then on the exhalation, start with the pelvic floor lift as the navel draws back. Rib cage releases the air and the breath leaves the chest as you get your hips towards your heels. Good. Inhale again. Exhale, nice and slow, really mindful of that inner body lift. Feeling all those parts as you go back. 2 more here. Making sure that as you lift the heart, we're not dumping into the lower belly. And as you go back, squeeze the inner elbows toward one another a little bit to help widen the upper back. Last one. Very nice. Stay down, walk the hands forward, lift onto the fingertips, let the heart dip towards the floor. Draw the tips of the shoulder blades down your back slightly so that you're keeping the extension but taking the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Hands walk to the right. Lateral stretch here. Left hip softens down, bowing the rib cage. Breathe into any sensation. Keep relaxing the tops of your shoulders. And then move to the other side and do the same thing. Bowing the right rib cage this time. Right shoulder softens. And then come back to center. We'll come back in a tabletop position. Heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. So we'll bend one knee and press the other heel down. Just feel sensation from the heel all the way up towards the hip. And then switch sides, bend the other knee, press the other heel down. You might find that the legs have equal tension, or maybe one side's a little tighter than the other. And that's normal. We usually have a dominant side. But eventually you'll find that your feet come into hip distance apart. Toes turn in slightly, heels out. Roll the inner thighs in and back and allow the sit bones to spread. Roll your shoulder heads away from your ears and hug your inner elbows toward one another. Press down firmly through the web of the index and thumb. Head and neck is relaxed. Keep the apex of your triangle, the tailbone, lifting up. And then go back into that breathing pattern that we started. So filling chest, ribs, belly, all the way down to the pelvic floor. And then exhale. Feel how the pelvic floor can more effortlessly lift up here because of gravity. And then the navel draws in a little deeper, rib cage comes closer together, chest softens. And do that again. So again, emphasis here on the engagement of Mula Bandha at the start of exhalation, deepening it as you press the breath out. And then maintaining Mula Bandha as you begin your inhalation, and only letting it go at the very last second as you fill the belly. 2 more here, please. Good, last breath. Now come onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step forward to your fingertips, and just open your feet hip distance apart. So a little standing forward fold, a little micro bend in the knee, so this takes pressure off the back of the legs. We don't want to overstretch them. And then hands onto the backs of the thighs, and just push down and give a little massage as you bring the hands toward the heels. So this area of the body, back of the legs, is tight on so many people. And sometimes just a little gentle touch helps those muscles to relax, to let go. Good. One more here like this, please. And then we're just going to hold on to the back of the calves or the back of the ankles and just hug the chest close to the thighs. So as you're here with your body touching the legs, breathe in, chest, ribs, belly. Feel how the belly presses up against the thighs, a little massage for those internal organs. And then again, find that pelvic floor lift as you pull the navel back, rib cage, and chest. One more like that. Just giving that massage there to the internal organs, helping to tonify them. And then we're going to come into a dynamic monkey. So you're welcome to either hook the index middle thumb around your big toe, or if you'd rather, just have your hands on your shins and we'll slide up and down the shins. So on your inhale, you're going to pull your chest away from your thighs, straighten arms, straighten spine. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, forward fold, bend the elbows out wide, and repeat that again. Inhale, you're pulling away. So maybe sliding the hands up the shins to do so, but you want to get that sternum away from the pubic bone. flat back. And then exhale, feel the pelvic floor lift as you bend the elbows and move deeper into the pose. So we got 2 more like this, please. Inhaling, full breath in. Exhale, empty out. Inhale. And exhale. Now you can continue to move in and out this way if you prefer, or we're going to work a little bit with Mula Bandha. So inhale, pull away. And then exhale, pull that pelvic floor in and up. And as you go into the deeper forward fold, empty the body of breath. Now hold the breath out. Don't breathe in and pull away again. And as you do, with the breath held out, feel the suction draw the navel deeper in and up under the rib cage. And then stay here as you breathe in. Really fill the back body with breath. And repeat that again. Exhale. Really work on deepening that exhalation, letting go of all the breath as you forward fold. Hold the breath out. Don't breathe in as you pull away. Use the suction to draw the navel more deeply in and up under the rib cage. And then when you need to breathe in, inhale here. Fill the back body with breath. One more together. Exhale, forward fold. Empty as much of the breath out of the body as you can, so the easier the suction will be. And then hold the breath out as you pull away. Use that emptiness to go deeper. And then breathe in here when you need to. Fill the back body with breath. Good. 3 more like this, please. Doing this on your own now allows you to deepen it to your needs. And then forward fold over the legs. Now we were down for a while, so bring your hands to your hips and just come halfway up. Just let the body be flat, so nice flat back there. Strong legs press deeply into the earth. As you feel the blood leveling out, then anchor into the feet and come the rest of the way up. And if you want, you can roll your shoulders up and back and just stand for a moment in Samastiti. Just arms by your side and feel not only what's happened in the physical body, but what's happening to the quality of the mind. That deep internal focus. Okay, so we're going to stay here and bring the big toes to touch, space between the heels. Take the right hand onto the thigh, inhale the left arm up. Lengthen that side body and then come over to the right side. Now, if you'd like to go just a little deeper, you can take the right hand up in the air, hook the middle finger and thumb around the wrist, and then just give a little extra tug as you fold more deeply over the right. So you are taking the shoulder up a little closer to the ear here. That's okay. We're just getting that extra stretch along the lateral. Keep pressing firmly to the outside edge of the left foot. Absorb that tailbone into the body. Lift the lower belly. One more breath. Now inhale, come up. And release both arms, stand taller. And then inhale the right arm up. Left hand to the side. Lengthen through that right side body and then float over. And just kind of feel that opening up. Is it the same as the other side? Is there a little difference? And then if you want to go deeper, middle finger and thumb around the right wrist, just give a little tug there. So you're encouraging that opening of the side body. Got to stay firm into the outside of the right foot, tailbone in, lower belly lift. So notice how Mula Bandha and that inner body lift really helps to support you in the pose. One more. And then slowly come back up. And as the arms come down, feel like you're standing taller. Okay. So Tadasana, you can stay here with the big toes together, or you can go hip distance apart if you prefer. So on your inhale, you're going to rise up onto the balls of the feet and take the arms up and over your head, getting as tall as you can and lift the heels as high as possible. And then exhale and slowly come down and just see if you can link the movement of the arms to the movement of the heels. So when the hands are by your side, all your weight's back in the heels. Let's do that again. Inhale, just rising up, traditional Tadasana here. On the balls of the feet, lift the heels as high as you can. And then exhale and slowly come down. Try to get the arms to go at the same rate as the heels. That's what's tricky. And one more like this, please. Notice again how that inner body lift really helps to support you. Good. And now this time, if you want to challenge, you're going to inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet, arms reach overhead. And now rotate your navel to the right. Stay lifted on the heels, arms come down to shoulder distance apart. And then inhale, come back up, stay on the balls of the feet, arms overhead, and now twist the other direction. Arms down, shoulder distance. Now, if you want to make it a little easier on yourself, you can come back to center, and when you come back to center, the heels can go down, and then you can rise back up and twist. So you decide, staying lifted the whole time or having that modification, whatever feels better for you. Twisting to the other side. Good, one more each side. Notice the balance. Again, how the inner body helps to support it. Twisting is so much more comfortable when we have extension through the spine. And then coming back to center. And then just slowly, arms come down from the front and rest. And just kind of feel, again, the focus of the mind, some of that mental heat that's generated, that friction of the opposite of our mind, which is usually in a place of distraction. All right, let's do some sun salutations. We'll come to the front of the mat. Big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. So inhale, the arms reach up. Surya Namaskara A. Exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Inhale, halfway up, hands on shins. Reach the crown away from the tailbone. Exhale, step back to plank position. For the first round, modify by bringing your knees to the floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into your side till your belly comes down. Inhale, halfway up for cobra, so elbows and shoulders pull back. And then exhale, navel up and back for downward facing dog, and we'll take 5 full breaths here. Again, remember those alignment principles. Feet about hip distance apart, toes turned in slightly, heels out. Roll the inner thighs in and back. Allow the sit bones to spread. And in the upper body, roll the shoulder heads away from the ears. Squeeze the inner elbows toward one another. Press firmly through the web of index and thumb. And breathing that chest, ribs, belly. Really concentrate on that exhalation there of lifting the pelvic floor, belly, ribs, chest. One more full breath here. Keep hollowing out the belly on exhalation. And then on your exhale, come onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop your feet forward. You're going to slide right up into monkey pose. Hands on the shins, crown away from tailbone. Exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. Arms reach overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart down the center line. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Inhale, hands either on the shins or floor this time, crown away from tailbone. Then exhale, step back to plank position. Now this time you can either lower the knees or keep them lifted. Chaturanga. Elbows squeeze in, and then inhale if the knees are lifted, come into upward facing dog. Navel up and back. For downward facing dog, we're going to take our 5 full breaths here again. So even though we're not moving very quickly, we have this opportunity then to deepen what we're doing through that breathing, that engagement and release of Mula Bandha. Okay, one more full breath. And on your next exhale, come onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale to monkey pose, either hands on shin or floor. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. And then inhale, arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. Palms touch and center down to the heart. Good. Again, inhale, reach. Feel that inner body lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose your way. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. Chaturanga, knees lowered or lifted. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Remember to try to keep Mula Bandha engaged all the way until the inhale reaches the pelvic floor. And then we'll let it go. Last breath here. Rise up into the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, 2 more on your own. So we're very familiar with this sun salutation. This is one of the vinyasas that we take often throughout class. So as you're moving, move with your unique breath count in the way that feels best for you. Remember, you've got 5 full breaths in down dog. So about 1 more here. Notice how the mind gets more quiet, the more internalized your practice is. Last breath here. And together we'll come onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop your feet forward. Inhale to monkey pose, the flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, lift and rise all the way up. Arms reach. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And now just stand in mountain pose for a moment. Arms by your side. External rotation of the shoulders so the palms are forward. And close your eyes. Feel if the heart is beating a little bit. Maybe some warmth there was generated from the practice. And then once again, return to that pattern of breath. Chest, ribs, belly, belly, ribs, chest. And that lift and release of Mula Bandha. So back at the front of your mats, coming back into standing mountain pose. Inhale, the arms reach up again. And then exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. So we're just going to step the left foot back first and come into high lunge position, or like a runner's lunge, fingers in a finger stand. Press the front shin bone away from the back heel. Now just to demonstrate, it's common for people to kind of sink in their hips. So for a moment, just like let your hips sag towards the floor. We don't want to stay there very long. And then engage Mula Bandha. Lift the pelvic floor and notice how the hips rise. So do that again. Let go of Mula Bandha and just kind of get heavy, but not very well supported. And then engage Mula Bandha and notice you can still keep the length, but there's a lift. And that back knee stays straight. You're going to lift both up and out through that heel while the front shin bone presses forward. So this is what we want to encourage in our postures, this idea of pelvic floor lifting to support the spine. Now plant the left hand down and take the right hand to the outside of the thigh. And now rotate that outer thigh down as you bring the navel to the right. And then as long as you're comfortable here, reach that right arm up in the air. And now breathe. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Keep opening up. So each time you exhale and the belly empties out, you might be able to twist a little deeper. And that's not just happening from the shoulder, that's really happening from the spine. Use your breath, maybe feeling some heat generating, that's good. We want to stimulate that fire. Remember, we have physical fire, mental fire, spiritual fire. One more. And then bring the fingertips down to the floor. Step the back foot forward, standing forward fold for a moment. Melt into that warmth, particularly in the right leg. And now we'll do the other side to step the right leg back. You're in high lunge position, fingers in a finger stand. And again, we'll just do it on this side just to have the same memory. So sink into those hips and feel that heaviness. You might be able to go deeper in the lunge, but you're not necessarily doing it in a supported way. And then lift the pelvic floor and feel inner body lift. And then stay strong in that back leg. Do it again. Let it go for a minute. Kind of feel what that's like. And then engage Mula Bandha. Good. Now keeping that back leg strong and straight. Heel lifting up and out. Front shin bone firmly pressing forward. Plant the right hand down and lift the left arm up. Or you can take the hand onto the thigh, rotate first, and then bring the arm up in the air. So we want to keep the outside of the left hip drawing down while the right hip lifts up. And that will help those hips to stay more level. And now breathe here. Again, each exhale an opportunity to go deeper in the twist. Notice some heat being generated. One more. Very nice. And then step the back foot forward again, bringing that left hand down to the floor. Step the back foot forward. Forward fold over the legs. Use that warmth to go deeper. And then inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands down the center line again to the heart. Good. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. And exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. Again, you can lower the knees or keep them lifted for chaturanga, your choice. And then inhale into cobra or up dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Okay, so we're going to step the right foot up into the air, left heel pressing down. And then look at your right toes. They should point straight down. Now, using a little core strength here, we're going to bring the knee into the chest without moving the upper body. And then inhale, reach the leg away again. Toes still pointing straight down. Exhale, knee comes into chest. Feel the pelvic floor lifting as you do that. Inhale, reach through the heel. Good. 3 more with your breath, please. Exhaling in and inhaling out. Try not to move that upper body. It's tempting to want to shift forward. I just want to really isolate the core here. Now, this last one, we're going to bring the knee into the chest and then lunge that foot forward to the fingertips and spin the back foot flat. So line the front heel with the back heel. Hips are squared forward. You're going to inhale, come up into warrior one. So push into the ball of the front foot, activate the arch of that foot. Press firm to the outside edge of your back foot, and then make sure your hips are squared. And then with the arms reaching over the head, we're going to actually interlace the fingers here. Take the index and the thumb up. Inhale, grow taller through your spine. There's that inner body lift. And now exhale, lean forward. Pull the pelvic floor in and up. Keep that lifted as you inhale, chest, ribs, belly. As you let Mula Bandha go, exhale into a little bit of a bend, about 45-degree angle. And then keep Mula Bandha lifted as you inhale, chest, ribs, belly, back into the back bend. Good, let's do that 3 more times. Exhale, come forward. Keep Mula Bandha lifted as you inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, back bend, and one more. Good. Now we're going to fold over that front leg, sweep the hands behind us now, interlace the fingers for Yoga Mudra, and then take the knuckles up and away and stretch out the shoulders. Head and neck is relaxed. Breathe here. Keep pulling the right hip back. It's tempting for that hip to want to pop open. So don't let that happen. Stay grounded through the legs and feet. Two more. And then release the hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Take a moment in down dog. Just stabilize there. And then we'll shift into plank position. Again, if you want to bring knees to floor, squeeze elbows tight, hand to your side, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog if the knees were up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now we'll do the other side. So we're going to ground through that right heel and lift the left up. As that leg comes up, look at your back foot. Those toes should be pointing straight down. Now, without moving that upper body, exhale, bring your knee into your chest. Squeeze, crunch the core. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale away. 3 more. On that last one, you're going to bring your knee into your chest and then lunge it forward to the fingertips. Spin the back foot flat. Remember, you're going to line the front heel up with the back heel. Press down firmly into both feet and inhale the arms over the head. Warrior one. So you want those hips to be facing forward so you can press into the front foot, lift the toes. That helps to activate the arch of the foot, and then press down firmly through the back outer heel. Then pull the left hip back, bring the right hip around. Make sure they're nice and square and they feel very comfortable there. Inhaling the arms over the head. Interlace the fingers the awkward way, the opposite way you did last time. Inhale and exhale, lean forward. Navel pulls in and up. Keep Mula Bandha lifted. As you lean back into the back bend, fill chest, ribs, belly. Begin your exhale as you fold. Coming just into that 45-degree angle. Mula Bandha's lifted. Inhale. Chest, ribs, belly. Back bend again. Good. 3 more like this. Just like we did on the other side. Feeling both a generation of that heat, that fire, and the engagement and release Mula Bandha. So those 2 energies working together in unison. Elimination, or heat, digestion, and elimination. Good. When you finish the last one, we're going to fold over the front leg, release the hands behind us into Yoga Mudra. Again, if you can interlace the awkward way, not the way you're used to doing it,
And then take the knuckles up and away from you. Stretch out your shoulders and pull your navel back towards your spine. Head and neck is heavy. Breathe here. Keep that left hip coming back, right hip coming around, and anchor deeply into the feet. Very nice. Release the hands to the floor. And now step your back foot forward and just come into standing forward fold. Head and neck is relaxed. Everything's soft. Use that heat to generate more flexibility, more release. Good, last breath. And then arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, palms to the heart. Okay, take a moment, just standing mountain pose. Again, moving slowly, but noticing all the warmth that can be generated, all the physical, mental focus. And that heat moves those particles more quickly, helps aid in digestion. Good, one more breath here. Now, if you have a strap handy nearby, you may want to use that, but we can also do it without a strap. Any kind of rope would be fine. We're going to start in standing mountain pose again. So nice firm legs and hands to hips. Reach your right knee up in the air. So if you're not using a strap, you're going to stay with the knee bent the whole time. And you'll take the left hand to the outside of that knee and the right arm to open up. So we can feel how the extension we've been working with really helps that twist to be more comfortable. If you want to go deeper still without the strap, you can reach for the outside edge of the foot and then rotate the navel to the right. Or you can use the strap, wrap that around the foot, hold it with your left hand, and then rotate to the right. So you decide what's the best for you this morning. But the idea is we want to get as tall as we can, starting in that pelvic floor lift. So as the pelvic floor lifts up, grow a little taller, like you have a zipper from the pubic bone all the way up to the sternum, even to the crown of the head. Navel rotates deeper to the right as you feel the exhale deepening. Again, generating that heat. And then gently release. Shake the feet out. And find standing mountain pose again. Okay, if you're using the strap, place it around the opposite shoulder. And we'll start again with hands to hips. Weight into the right foot this time, left knee bends. So flexing the left foot, just establish that balance, that height through the spine. And then if you want, you can just take the right hand to the outside of the knee, and the left arm opens up, navel rotating to the left. Okay, option 2, without strap, is to reach for the outside edge of the foot, and then rotate the navel to the left. Or you can use your strap. Placing that around the foot, you're going to hold it with the right hand. Navel rotates to the left. Either way, we want to stand as tall as we can. Create that height in the spine and breathe here. Think of that zipper, that inner body lift, feeling buoyant yet strong and stable. Two more. Nice, and then very gently release. Shake out the feet. Just reach into the ball of the foot for a moment, lift the heel, and then find your standing mountain pose. And just notice how good it feels to have both feet on the ground, nice and stable. All right, then back to the front of our mats. Big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway into monkey pose. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. Remember, you can do that chaturanga your way. And then you'll inhale either into cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Now this time we're going to bring the feet together. Come onto the balls of the feet and reach the left leg up in the air. Exhale the right heel down. Inhale the left as high as you can. Stack the hip for a moment. Say left over right. Just feel all that space. Maybe bend the knee, draw the heel to the glute. Try to stay even in the hands and shoulders. Feeling that twist a little bit more from the waist. Tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts, continuing that Mula Bandha. One more full breath here. Now square the hip, send that left foot all the way through to the fingers. And we're going to keep a nice long stance here. So line the front heel up with the arch of the back foot and come up through Warrior One, open hip and shoulder to the right for Warrior Two. So Warrior Two here, extending the arms. We're actually going to take it into a deeper twist. So inhale, grow as tall as you can through the spine. Exhale, push into the ball of the front foot, press to the outside edge of the back foot. Make sure that that front knee is bent in alignment with the ankle, not beyond it, and push it towards the pinky toe side of your foot, making sure it's not collapsing towards the inner thigh. Now, left hand to the thigh. We're going to inhale the right arm up, but as it comes up, we got to rotate the shoulder and the hip all the way around. And then bring the elbow on top of the thigh, hands into prayer for spinal twist. Now, if this is too intense on your knee, you're welcome to pivot on the ball of the back foot and make it a high lunge. Otherwise, keeping that heel down just provides even more depth here to the twist. Now breathe deeply. Notice the navel drawing back to the spine gives you more room. Let that heat generate. Remember, we're working with that and the elimination. One more full breath here. Now, releasing the fingertips to the floor, walk towards your right foot while turning your left toes in. And we'll be in this wide stance for foot spreading posture. Head and neck is soft. Walk the fingertips back to line up with the toes. Palms flat, bend the elbows. Draw the crown of the head towards the earth. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. That's okay. Make sure the weight is not sinking in your heels, but forward just a little bit in the balls of the feet to make it even. Keep letting go. Notice how, again, Mula Bandha is easier with gravity. And we get a lot of the same benefits in this posture as we do in a traditional inversion. So if you can get the crown to the floor, or if you want to put a block underneath the crown of the head, that's going to give a little bit of that stimulation to the crown chakra. Two more breaths. Play with Mula Bandha there. Now inhale, you're going to walk your fingertips forward and come into what feels like monkey pose. So hands under the shoulders, flat back. We're going to do the same thing we did when we did that monkey dynamic variation earlier, but we're going to do it here with a wide stance. So on your inhale, breathe in, expand the chest, pubic bone away from sternum, and then exhale, walk your hands back through your legs and let all the breath empty out. Now, if you don't want to hold the breath out, then that's okay. You'll just inhale forward again. If you are going to hold the breath out, keep the breath held out. Draw the navel deeply in and up under the rib cage, feeling that suction. And then as soon as you need to breathe, breathe here. Inhale. Fill the back body with breath. Exhale. All the breath leaves the body. Empty as completely as you can. That makes the suction easier. Then holding the breath out, you're going to walk forward nice and slow and use that suction to draw the navel and pelvic floor deeply in and up. Breathe in when you need to, fill the back body with breath. Keep going. 3 more on your own. One more. And when you finish the last one, just walk your hands back through your legs. And then we'll heel toe a little bit in so that it's not such a long stance. Bring your hands to your hips, scoop your heart as you come back up into standing. Take a moment to just feel, let the blood drain out. And then you can heel toe back the rest of the way. And we'll step back to the front of our mats. Big toes touching, space between the heels, or feet hip distance apart. Hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. Hands on shin or floor, but flat back. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. Chaturanga your way. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. And then again here, we're gonna have our feet together. Come onto the balls of the feet. And this time we're gonna reach the left leg up in the air. The right leg up in the air. Exhale the left heel down. Inhale the right leg as high as you can. And then stack the hips. Take right hip on top of left. If you want to bend the knee and draw the heel to the glute, that's fine. But just feel all that spaciousness there. Hands and shoulders are as even as possible. And keep absorbing the tailbone in, lift the lower belly. Breathe here. Good, one more. Now this time again, we're gonna square the hips, send that right foot all the way through to the fingertips. You're gonna keep a long stance, spin the back foot flat, and come up for warrior two on this side. So heel to arch alignment, reach into the ball of the foot, activate the arches. Press to the outside edge of the back foot. Firm up the legs. Look at your front knee. Make sure it's in alignment with the ankle, not beyond it. And push it towards the pinky toe side of your foot. Inhaling those arms long. Feel that extension through your spine first. So crown reaching away from tailbone. And all that spaciousness across the chest. Fingers reach away from one another. Good. One more breath here. Now remember, we're going to take this right hand onto the thigh. We're going to take the left arm up, and as we do, we got to rotate shoulder, chest, and hip to bring that elbow on top of the thigh. And again, if that's too uncomfortable for your knee, just pivot on the ball of the back foot and make it a high lunge. Now, it's a very deep twist, so find your breath. Each exhalation pulling the navel more deeply towards the spine. Use that heat generated to create a little bit deeper twist. One more. And then again, we're going to release the fingertips to the floor and slowly walk towards the center, turning our right toes in. And this time we're going to actually turn the toes out, heels in, and bend into a wide sumo. So you're going to take your forearms on your thighs, and you're going to press the forearms towards the knees. And just really deepen that pelvic floor stretch. We've done so much work in here today. Just a nice little release. Breathing. Navel hugs back. And then come up a little bit, bring your hands onto your mid-thigh, and just twist in your shoulders. So just get a little upper back release. Sometimes you get a nice little chiropractic adjustment there. Good. And then we'll heel toe the feet in just a little more. Toes out, heels in, and come into a wide squat. So elbows on the insides of the knees, hands together in front of the heart, close the eyes. So upon a Vayu meditation, visualize in the base of your spine a triangle with the apex pointing down. Let it be the color blue. And then you can send anything you want out through that triangle, anything you want to let go of or release. And you can send it in the form of a lightning bolt that strikes the earth, not in a harmful way, but in a powerful letting go. Sometimes I like to do that with my breath so that I feel the exhale in conjunction with that lightning bolt. Just a couple more here. Keep seeing it release through the apex of that triangle. And then slowly release. Hands behind you. Bring the legs out in front of you. If you need to prop your sit bones up, please do so. Internal rotation of your thighs. Flex your feet, hands beside your hips, Dandasana staff. Press the palms down. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Lift through the crown of the head and feel, once again, all that extension we've been working with. Hopefully feeling a little more effortless now. Good, one more here. And then we're going to come into Paschimottanasana, but we're going to do it with the breathing. So as you inhale, bring the arms up over the head, and then keep the arms lifted as you exhale all the breath out. Hold the breath out and fold over the legs, just momentarily while the breath's held out. And then as you need to inhale, bring the arms in alignment with the ears, press into the backs of the legs, and inhale up. So do that again. Exhale here. Hold the breath out as you fold over the legs, taking the belly way back towards the spine. When you need to inhale, arms in alignment with the ears, press into the backs of the legs and come up. Again, exhale. Holding that breath out, fold over the legs. Inhale up. Two more like this, perhaps finding that your pauses are getting a little more effortlessly long. When you finish the last one, we're going to take one more and go down to stay. So you're exhaling here, holding the breath out as you fold over the legs. Hold the breath out as long as you can. And then when you need to breathe, you're just going to stay in the posture and inhale, exhale. Keep feeling the navel move deeper into the body. Make sure that the feet don't tilt out to the side, but that the legs stay firm, feet flexed. One more breath. And then arms in alignment with the ears, activate the back body, press down into the legs to come all the way up, and then exhale, arms by your side. And once again, find Dandasana staff. Okay, we're going to come onto our backs. Knees into chest as you roll down. And then just hug the knees in a little bit and rock from side to side on the spine. And then arms out wide, take the knees to the left as you look to your right. And then come back to center and take the knees to the right as you look to your left. And you're just going to go back and forth a couple times, rotating there through the legs. Shoulders stay flat. Just letting that rotation there happen through the waist. You might feel that as you're heavy through the hips, there's a nice little massage there in the lower back. Right on that rim of the pelvis. One more to the right, one more to the left. And then we'll come back to center. Hug the knees in again. Okay, so we're going to do a little core strengthener, and we're going to do eagle position with the body, but on our backs here. So Supta Garudasana. Cross the right leg over the left at the knee. Now, if you can, tuck the toes behind the calf, great, but if not, don't worry about that. And then since the right leg's over, the right arm goes under, so extend that first, and then take the left arm over the top, and then rotate the palms together. Okay, so here we're going to inhale, fingertips touch the floor behind us, and toes touch down to the floor. And then as you exhale, you're going to crunch everything up, lifting your head and neck as well. So inhale, come down, fingertips touch, toes touch. Exhale, crunch everything up. And keep going on your own. How about 3 more? And then when you finish, you're going to keep the legs in the position they're in. Take the arms out wide, and now take the knees to the left. And just let that deeper stretch come into the outside of the right hip. And we're going to stay here this time. We're not rotating back and forth. So extend the navel a little deeper to the right. Shoulder gets a little longer and more softened into the earth. Arms reach. One more breath. And then come back to center and we'll switch. So we're going to take the left leg and cross it over the right knee. And then if you can get those toes under the calf, great. But if not, don't worry about it. And then arms out wide. Since the left leg's over, the left arm goes out first, the right arm goes over, and the palms rotate together. So we're going to inhale, let the fingertips touch behind us, toes touch the floor. And then as you exhale, crunch everything up. And repeat that. Inhale, toes touch, fingers touch. Exhale, crunch everything up. And keep going, inhaling, exhaling. How about 3 more? Good. When you finish, take the arms out wide, and this time the knees are going to go over to the right, keeping the legs in the same position that they're already in, and arms open up. Gaze over the left shoulder, and now just completely surrender. Use that warmth generated from the core work to deepen the twist. Very nice. And then we're going to come back to center. We're going to do another core strengthener here. So we're going to take it in stages. You can take your hands underneath your glutes if you'd like, palms flat, and then extend the legs straight up in the air. And then you can just stay here if you'd like, exhaling the knees into the chest and inhaling the legs up into the air. So this is a really nice way to build a little core strength and also play in that flexibility there. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you're going to inhale, exhale here. Inhale, take the legs down so that they hover just a few inches above the ground. And then exhale, push the belly button down towards the spine as you bring the legs back up. So again, it's an inhale, keeping the legs together, taking them down to the floor, just hovering an inch above the ground. And then exhale, push the belly button down so you don't get any doming in the abdomen as you bring the legs back up. So again, this is at your own pace. Inhaling, exhaling, continue. Either one of those two options is great. We want to avoid the lifting in the lower back, so try to keep that belly button down. And one more here. Very nice. Hug the knees into the chest again. Okay, and then finally we'll end with one more twist. One of my favorites here. So we're going to bring our knees over. Extend the left arm out and take the right hand on top of that hand. So we're in a fetal position here on our left side. So we're going to inhale like we're opening up the page of a book. The right arm opens up, navel rotates to the right. Now, inhale, take the top arm over the head, and then exhale, bend the elbow like a goalpost arm, so like a cactus arm. And then inhale, extend the arm out again. And exhale, close your book. Okay, so let's do that together again. Inhaling, arm opens up, and reach the arm over the head. And then exhale, squeeze the elbow down towards your side, little cactus. And then inhale, extend the arm long. Exhale, close your book. Good. Again, inhale, open up. Then take the arm over the head. And exhale, bring the elbow down, squeezing it towards the rib cage. Inhale the arm long. Exhale, close the book. Let's just do one more. Inhale, open. Arm overhead. Exhale, bend. Deepening that twist. Inhale the arm long. And exhale. Close your book, and then we'll do the other side. So just rotate the knees over to the right. And again here, right arm is long, left palm on top. Inhale, open that left arm up. Rotating the navel to the left, then take the arm over the head. Exhale, cactus arm. So bring that elbow down, feel the shoulder, pull down towards the floor. Inhale the arm long, and exhale, close your book. Again, inhale, open. Arm over the head. Exhale, cactus arm. Inhale, arm long. Exhale, close the book. Two more. Inhale. Arm overhead. Exhale, cactus. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open. Arm overhead. Exhale, cactus. Inhale. And close the book. Good. Gently come back onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest so that you feel symmetrical. If you want a little rocking from side to side on the spine, that's fine. And then we'll prepare for Shavasana. So you can take your legs down to the floor. Let the feet be a little wider than hip distance. And if you're in a cool room, you want to place your socks or sweaters back on. If you're in a lighted room, maybe grab an eye pillow or a piece of light cloth to place over the eyes. And eventually settle in. Shoulder blades can tuck underneath you so the palms are open. But feel the body completely supported by the earth. So we did a lot of that work today with building, generating that fire, that heat, and the Mula Bandha, the work of engagement and release to stimulate Apana Vayu, the eliminating energy in the body. And so even though we were doing a slower flow of forward bends and twists, notice that the body feels lighter, like you really let something go. And And this is a term we call langana, means to reduce. Maybe reduce some of the bondage or the heaviness and feeling a sense of freedom and lightness, space. So very slowly begin to deepen the breath. And feel as the breath deepens, it moves through the body,
Eventually reaching the fingers and the toes, and you can begin to wiggle them. Maybe roll the wrists and the ankles. Without rushing, gently draw your knees into your chest. And then just curl to your right side into fetal position. Arm under the head as a pillow. And placing your hand into the earth, slowly come back up into seated. Head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. If you want to prop your sit bones up for a few moments of pranayama meditation, we're going to do some Bastrika. So sit with a tall spine, relaxed body. Feel the extension and the height that you've created in the practice today. So we're going to practice Bastrika, which is called bellows breath. And if you've ever used a bellows for fire, you know that pushing the bellows in to push the breath out has a little resistance to it. But equally, as you pull the bellows back out, it also has some resistance to it. And so when we do bellows breath, it's different than Kapalabhati, which is a cleansing technique. Kapalabhati is when we have the short, forceful exhales out through the nostrils, and we don't have to think about the inhale because it's passive. Whereas bellows breath has equal force on exhalation and on inhalation. The breath is still done with the diaphragm, so it's expansion and contraction of the diaphragm, pumping through that area of the belly. But like I said, you might need to focus a little more on the inhalation because we're not as used to having a forceful inhalation. So let me demonstrate first, and then we'll practice it together. So it's going to sound like this. Breathing in a full breath, exhaling about 3/4, and begin. So there's that strong inhale and strong exhale. And I like to feel that right at the flap of the nostril, that you can actually feel it also pulsing in and out with that breath. So let's give it a try. Lots of very good, wonderful benefits to practicing this breath. Now let's take a full inhale in. And then about 3/4 of the breath, let that leave the body. And begin by exhaling first and then strong inhale. Keep going. Feel the diaphragm pumping in and out like a bellows. A few more. And then slow it down. And take a moment to just feel. Again, maybe that similar quality, that langana, that lightness. And we're going to do 2 more rounds of Bastrika. Full breath in. Exhale about 3/4 of the breath. Begin with a forceful exhale, followed by forceful inhales and exhales. Begin. Slow it down. Take a moment, just feel. Notice the sensation. We're going to do 1 more Bastrika breath. But this time when we finish the last breath, we're going to let the exhale leave the body.
And then we're going to hold the breath out and engage all 3 locks. So we've been working with the Mula Bandha, the lifting of the pelvic floor. Anytime we've done the suction, we've been working with Uddiyana Bandha, so the navel drawing up under the rib cage. And the last one we'll add in is Jalandhara Bandha, which is to bring the sternal notch towards the chin. When we hold the breath out and suck everything up, we're going to feel all that intense prana contained in the torso. And you can even visualize that prana circulating through the torso and just enlivening and healing and nourishing all those important organs that are there. Okay, let's do our last one. Inhale. Exhale 3/4 of the breath out and begin. Slow it down. Now inhale. Exhale all the breath out. Hold the breath out and lift the 3 locks. When you need to relax, let the abdomen go and take your breath in. And then just sit for a few moments and feel sensation in the body. Notice the quality of the mind. Feel a sense of purification. So one of the best ways to honor this gift of life is to care for our bodies, care for this vehicle we've been given to experience this incredible world. So bring your hands together in front of your heart, bow your head to your hands, and thank yourself for showing up to practice today. And then we're going to finish this practice with the Loka chant, which is a chant that is about healing not only ourselves, but the whole world to be free from suffering. So if you know it, you can chant it with me. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings be happy and free. Namaste.
Thank you for joining me for this purification practice. Please like the video and subscribe, and share it with any family, friends, or people you know who could benefit from yoga. And in the description is a link to my Patreon account. Please consider donating to support this channel and these videos. Namaste.